real quick to give you guys an update. I remember I did do a reading early, the top of the year or end of last year, talking about what I saw coming up for this year. And I do recall telling you all about, the food shortage issues. I said that I, for some reason, I saw that there was going to be a lot of people giving up their cars or not being able to afford their cars because of the state of the world. I'm going to link that reading in the box below and at the end of the video as well, you all. It was a 2022 reading. I did also a reading on European affairs, lots of different stuff. And I do remember telling you all that July was going to be a huge month of supply issues. Luckily, I followed my intuition. And so, I am prepared for anything at this point. But very close, my mother actually and other relatives of mine went shopping different locations. I remember back in February, in early April, couldn't even get, basic things, like basic baseline things, from bread to lunch items, cleaning products, paper. And this was February. Remember, had the same issue early April. And so today again, my mother actually told me that she went and there was aisles and aisles of aisles empty. Am I surprised? No. So I'm wondering if you guys are, hearing anything from anybody else, if you guys are having this issue. We all know the gas price is out of control. There's a lot going on, the war still happening in Europe. There's a lot of, the people rioting, people in, Albania, Italy, Sri Lanka are, taking up, forces together, arms, protesting, angry at what's happening, the price gouging, the other places, like Cuba, the hoarding of medicine and food. People are upset about that. So there's something, we all know that this is expected. Something is coming, guys. I mean, I've been saying this. I've been saying this from 2017, 2018, top of the year, end of last year. I gave you all my prediction. I told you all, intuitively, spiritually, what I saw. And I'm not surprised. But what's sad is that people are scared. My mom told me that when she went, earlier, she saw people, scared. They couldn't find things. I know the baby formula, young parents, parents of all ages, new couples, having their first baby, don't know what to do because they can't get baby formula. And then I know on social media, people said, oh, if you change your region, right, to Canada, on Amazon, other places like that, Whole Food stops and stuff, you can get product from Canada. That's how bad it is. So here we go again. Here we go again, you all. It seems like the pandemic situation is back to base one. This is what I'm feeling. I don't know what they have up their sleeve, what kind of trick they have up their sleeve, but it seems like people are I know people are still catching it. People are still getting sick. Some are out of work, some are still in work, but they're having difficulty with the hybrid situation. They're having difficulty with if they have to get to work by their own transport or by public transportation, that it's getting expensive. And this is all the things I talked about. This is all the things I talked about in that reading where I told you all I saw a major issue with transportation. I told you all it was going to be something out of a movie. And I also told you all that I felt like July was going to be a big turning point, and it really is. Who would have thought, though? Who would have thought that? Well, I never question Putin. I'm not gonna put I don't like politics. I don't like to discuss politics on my channel. But let me just say this: Putin, what Putin has done and is continuing to do, is not a surprise to me. I noticed some people, they thought that he was bluffing. They thought that he was, having a manic episode. No, no, Putin don't give a damn. I want to make that very clear. And as I'm saying that, they recently, there was some video going around that they're trying to prepare New York City, New York, in case of a nuclear attack or some kind of setup, some kind of psyop. So, yes, I wanted to include a download that I got actually now about New York. There may be a lot of setup shootings, false shootings, or things of that nature. So be careful. I actually got two addresses of possibly where this could happen. One I think is near Manhattan. So be very careful, be very vigilant. Those who live in New York, I see a lot of activity. People that are very spiritually connected and tuned have received these downloads from years ago, months ago. I'm not the only one. I know you all watch me. Like, I'm not the only one, on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram even, saying, hey, ringing the bell over here, something's about to happen. So, tides are rising, places are being flooded, moons shown. What do you call those things where like the mudslides and all types of weird stuff breaking out and holes in the ground? Is it the end of the world, you all? I don't know. I mean, I think that there's been so many times where people have said, oh, 2012 is the end of the world, the Mayan calendar, woo, we have to deal with reality. We have to deal with reality, right? And if the world we're living in is out of balance, is tipped out of control, and that's just what it is. We're not going to add nothing else to it. It's just what we're seeing is what we're getting. So that's why it's very important right now to take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, your well-being, rest, as when you get off work, when you don't have work to do, rest. Don't, as we call it, bleach yourself out. Don't stay up all night, doing silly stuff, eating bad stuff, watching stupid stuff, all day, the news, whatever. Protect your mind, protect your heart, protect your energy. Keep it at a minimum, because all you have to do nowadays is go outside. Literally all you got to do is walk anywhere, go anywhere, and you see the struggle. You know what I'm saying? I don't care where you live. You see people complaining about what they're, and let's say if they're the more upper middle class or upper echelon or whatever the case may be. They want to make their local Whole Foods trip. Even people that shop at Whole Foods, they be complaining too. Don't get it twisted. They get their expensive organic, chicken. And that chicken they were buying, every couple of days to make their soups and their sandwiches and their dinners and all that type of stuff is costing them a pretty penny too. Everybody right now is not happy with the prices. It's not just the poor middle class. I think that people need to realize that even the rich people, even people that are so-called wealthy on this dimension, in cash, assets, whatever, but not in soul. Their energy is not right, but they've gained that kind of money, a lot of them, through evil works, evil deeds, rituals, bad things. And even they could see that what is the trajectory that it's going on, the way that their own businesses are failing, the way that they're having to put more money into things that they don't want to put money into. Even they are upset. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. It's not just, I want people to get the bigger picture. It's not just us saying, oh, the gas. Everybody is saying, this is not sustainable. We can't run a business. We can't run a side hustle. We can't do things like we used to do things because things are too expensive. Like, period. Do I feel bad for like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos? Fuck no. Of course not. But I'm just making a point that they also, it's so bad that they even can say that's not normal. That's not normal. And telling people to buy a Tesla to escape the high gas prices is a joke. And for all you people out here who have a Tesla, God bless you. Okay, I've seen Teslas blow up. I've seen Teslas, get escorted off the road where I live. Like, actually, when Tesla first came out, where I live, I saw a lot of Teslas, and I'm not surprised, but it's like other states, if you look at like per capita, different regions, like where like Teslas are, and you could purchase and all that, where I live is one of the highest. And let me tell you, I've seen people talk about like the reality of those Teslas. And what I'm simply saying is that not everybody wants a Tesla, nor is going to get a Tesla. So that's not the solution. The solution is not for everybody to go have a 600, 700, 800 plus car payment, not including insurance, just to say that they can recharge their car and not have to put gas in their car. That is a sick argument, because first of all, the look of the car, the make model of the car, it may not even be available. Keep this in mind, you all. Like, let's say, for example, somebody wants to trade out a Mercedes Benz for a Tesla. Okay, like, Mercedes was a great car, awesome car, but now they want like a green, fuel efficient, a green car, a green kind of sportsy car. Okay, it may not even be available. Have they ever thought of that? Like, what if people can't afford it? They can't afford a Tesla, they can't afford a smart car, but it's not even available because there's limited parts. Think about it. There's limited parts. There's limited stock. Even when I changed my car, end of last year, there was hardly anything in stock. And my car is a recent year, praise God. But they let me know when I was buying my car, they let me know that they don't even have a lot of stock. There's a lot of shortage issues. So we need solutions, okay? We need solutions. And what I'm saying is that the trajectory that everything is going on, I can only pray to God, and I do pray to God, okay? That helps. That it's by 2023, hopefully. I know people are shaking their head like, no, it's not going to happen, but I want to put that in the atmosphere that hopefully by 2023, we can get a handle on some aspect of this, of what's happened here, this carnage here, because it can't continue, family of mine, and people are close to me, they always say, people are struggling, people are struggling, people are still going to food banks, y'all. People are still needing assistance. And it's not even their fault. A lot of people, it's not even their fault. The pandemic knocked them off their sail, and they had to do what they had to do. Think of all these parents who had a budget, you know what I'm saying? And I know those of you who are watching who are parents, or you babysit or whatever, take care of people in the family, you know what I'm talking about. Like you had a budget, you had an idea of what you want to pay for that one child, or different children, or twins, or whatever, sister, brother, whatever. And now, sorry, 10%, that's why it stopped. And now I'm back. Now you're paying triple, quadruple. So it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? It is an issue. And I think that, you know, July, July, July moving forward until December is going to be very interesting to see. I'll just put it that way, because, investing is a whole other situation. Crypto, we're seeing different crypto plummet, and people filing for bankruptcy and all types of stuff, trying to get liquidation. So, it's just not a situation that can sustain itself. I got to be honest with you. So I just want you all to know that I see it all. I'm not really into, letting the news absorb my body and absorb my mind. But I like I told you all, I read articles, I read facts, factual evidence. I don't just want to hear people debate all day on TV. I don't care what channel it is, what news station it is. I don't want to hear people all day just debate. I want to actually just read what's happening. If there's a forest fire, if there's an outbreak, the monkeypox, if there's different things happening, I prefer to just read an article. You know what I'm saying? See one or two pictures, and that's it. I don't need to sit in front of the TV and absorb all that. And that's why, even as I'm speaking to you all, I'm being very careful on the selection of words I say, because not everybody can handle it. Not everybody can feel mentally strong enough, I would say, to want to move forward with their plans in life. But don't let it stop you, you all. Have faith in God, believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Still move forward, okay? Like, there's times where there's a way made out of no way. So don't let this stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel on your heart to get married, or to have a baby, or to go back to school, or change your career field, safely, wisely, trade out your car, sell your car, downsize, upsize, whatever you feel led to do, you do it. Okay? Don't let the world trap you, because it can. That's what I think a lot of people are realizing, is that look at all the time that could be wasted, that could be taken from us. We don't know. Well, we do know, but I'm saying the mass consciousness is not fully aware of what is going to happen next, is what I'm trying to say. People like myself, people like you watching, chances are you have an inkling, you're spiritually connected, so you do know what's coming. But I'm saying the collective energy is blindfolded by something. And CERN, I'm hearing CERN. So CERN just happened as well. And through social media, I saw a lot of people saying how they were getting headaches. They were feeling sick. And I didn't even know that in 2019, this was rebooted. This whole program was restarted. I heard things about it, but I never really cared to look into it, because I thought that it was just weird and uncivilized. And let me tell you, since they've started that whole thing back up, people are saying that they're sick. The news and these social media platforms, whoever they're getting paid for to push certain things, they keep putting out here, oh, COVID is on the rise, it's going back on the rise, there's different variants. What is going on? I mean, do you all see the pattern here? So during this time, I don't care what you believe in, but you got to believe in something. Real talk. You have to believe in something, at least yourself. If you can't believe in a God, you can't believe in a universal source, creation, energy, you can't think of anything higher than yourself. Okay, at least believe in yourself and your own ability. Make a way out of no way. Get creative. Like I told you all, get more than one income going. I know that this is all gonna crash, and it is crashing, but you still have to get yourself ready, and you still have to continue to be proactive. You can't be doormat. You can't be falling asleep at the wheel and then expect your savings and your money and your resources and your gardens and your stockpile. You can't expect these things to be up to date if you don't keep it up to date. So you still have to put in the energy, right, to get things in your house that are solar powered. I just invested into something with the sun generating the energy, where I don't have to plug anything in. I don't have to, and of course, all these things cost money, and that's just what we live in right now, currently. But I'm very much into things that I don't have to plug in, that I don't have to keep, upkeep. It's just you keep it clean, you put it in the sun, it can fuel itself. Things like that. I know people talk about batteries, different things. Look into stuff like that. Power banks for your phone. Begin to look into things like that can self-generate, because if the grid goes down, if there's some kind of blackout, if there's some kind of issue, at least you can keep a portable fan in your house going. So if you're having record heat temperatures wherever you live, wherever you're at, and God forbid the power goes out and your fan don't work, the lights are off, what are you going to do? Okay? So you have to think like that. Sadly, I know some people are like, why would I do that? That's silly. Nothing's going to happen. Well, it's been happening. So, my humble advice is begin to have important pieces of technology and structure and protection that is, it can fuel itself, it can sustain itself. A garden of any kind, a plant of any kind, even having a money tree or a bamboo tree or any kind of there's one tree in my mind, but I don't know the name, I forgot, where it is, it's not sour sap, there's one tree, forgot the name, it's a really long name, and it basically it goes super tall, and it could give different things that you could cook with, that you could put in teas, herbal stuff. So and not everything has to cost a lot of money. Let's just put that into perspective, y'all. Not everything got to be thousands or hundreds of dollars. These things could be a Dollar Tree. These things could be a Dollar General. These things could be at your local community grocery store, or anything else. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be overpriced. That's where they get people, like, okay, they get into panic mode, they spend all this money. No, you don't have to. There's ways to get coupons, to get 0%, and payment plans, all types of stuff. So you just do what's best for you and your family. You live within your means, not out of your means, so that in case of an emergency, you have what you need. Okay? So candles will never go out of style. Candles will never, ever, 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 ever go out of style. So if you don't have at least a candle, at least this size, or the tea lights, or anything like that, begin to have some in your house in case you don't have any kind of generator or self-powered kind of thing. I'm back. So if you don't have that, at least try to get some cheap little tea lights or something, that in case of an emergency, you could pull out, that emergency candle or jar, full of stuff, and you have it in your house. You don't have to go search for it. You don't have to go buy it last minute. You already have it. So begin to think of things that you could eat, you could prepare, you could have in case of an emergency for a long period of time. I'm sure people of Ukraine would have loved this heads up. It's very sad. I'm sure they would have loved to have known, that they had to leave, to flee. But that's not how life works. That's not how war works. That's not how this whole thing has been happening. It's just been sprung on people. It's been literally just, in the middle of the night, just here I am. And a lot of people were not prepared. So the good news is, in my opinion, that more people now than ever are aware. They know, but they cannot rely on other people, and things like that nature. They know that they cannot do that. And that's good. That's a good sign to me. So people are proactive. I believe people more than ever are aware of what is to come. And especially if you're watching this video, you're aware of what's to come. So you'll be fine. We're all going to be fine. But we just have to remember that things are going to get out of control. Okay? Things are going to get, things are really going to be, December, I think, is going to be very interesting. In my opinion, I think December is going to be, I wouldn't say scary, because I'm not scared, but December is concerning for sure, because around that time, people are brainwashed. They get brainwashed into all these, flash sales, and get these big screen TVs and all this garbage. And the conditioning, the mind control that normally happens around December, and the spark in crime and stealing is concerning. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say, if you don't feel led to go out, if you don't feel led to go somewhere, don't go. That's simple. If you have to even spin your wheels and ask yourself, like, should I go to this parade? Should I go to this cookout? Should I go, if you have to question, should I go to this concert? Like, if your intuition, I'll put it this way. If your intuition, right, is telling you in advance, reconsider, okay? Or maybe I shouldn't go. Then don't go. If your intuition is saying to you, I don't think I should buy that. I should buy this brand. Maybe I'm not familiar with this brand, but I need it because of this way things are set up. I gotta buy this instead of this. Okay, so just and that's a skill within itself. That's a skill to kind of figure out, okay, how much am I spending on this? How much am I spending on that? Okay, in case of a flood, in case of a hurricane, in case of a tornado, in case of a nuclear attack, in case of a outbreak of some kind of rare other disease, what am I gonna do? How can I protect myself? Let me just tell you all this. For those who wear masks, now I know a lot of people don't wear masks, and that's fine. I don't really care. But I'll just say this, for those of you who do wear any kind of mask for work or for leisure or for protection, whatever you believe in, the prices are going to go up tremendously. So if you do want to buy gloves and things like that, like houseware stuff, buy it from now because it's going to skyrocket, okay? And some places still recommend or require you to have that. And if you can't afford what they're asking you to buy or whatever, what are you gonna do? So that's just a little side note for somebody. Like if you have a certain kind of line of work or whatever, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go way up. So just buy it in advance, okay? For certain things I had to wear one. And when I went on Amazon, or just I went to different places, CVS, Amazon, I went to different markets, and the prices are totally different. I mean, you could get let's say a 20 pack when this thing whole first started, maybe 6.99, 5.99, and then now a pack of 20 could be $36, $20, $25, $21 with tax. I mean, so it's gonna get to a point. Just hear me out. It's gonna, especially this whole monkeypox and all this other stuff going, it could get to a point where they want people to pay $40, 40, 50, $60 for fabric. Okay, so just think of that. Think of how much money they're making off of us, and think of how much, how crazy it's gonna get. So I think in general, if I'm being honest with you, I think in general, even outside of the pandemic, July, summertime to November is always very high energy, high intensity, highly chaotic. Most of the time, to some degree, it normally is like a rush, like a gust of energy comes in, a boost. It could go good or bad. So hopefully there'll be a shift, there'll be a turnaround. But the current trajectory, okay, of what's happening, especially in America, for those who are watching in America, out of America, just to explain, because everybody watching this video is going to be American or be living in America. But if you are, we got to understand that right now, the current path we're on is not an easy road. I think we all can agree. Like, it doesn't matter what your political, spectrum is. It's not going to be easy, and what's happening in Europe, which is not even, it's out of left field, but what is happening in the Middle East, in Europe, other parts of the world, America is like that, overarching presence, and for some reason we are always involved with everybody. So it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. They are telling, Putin, they are telling people of Ukraine, certain official leaders, government leaders, make a deal, put this carnage to rest. But that's not, they're not really getting it. That's not what Putin cares about. Putin don't care about how many people he's offed, including his own soldiers. He doesn't care. What I feel is happening is Putin is looking at the bigger picture. Putin is looking at it from a perspective of, I want this, this, and this. Like a kid in a candy store. I believe, for the record, that if he is able to even own and take over any kind of city, any kind of region that is high in any kind of productivity activity, and high production, he can go to other countries. He can go to other parts of Europe. That is a strong possibility. Now, I'm not trying to be like, ooh, fear mongering. I'm just telling you all, if you see this, I'm telling you guys from now, okay? And so I know Germany has already been having issues with their oil production because of this. And sadly, in that sense, yes, it is a domino effect, okay? America is wrapped up in this somehow, which is concerning. So yeah, so we just have to be aware that if the prices go up and we need to get somewhere from A to B, we have it. We've put money aside. You've begun to look at your options, even your credit options. You got good credit. Okay, this could be a time for those who are not familiar, or maybe younger watching me. If you don't have a credit card, okay, talk with your parents, okay, because, or if you do, if you just started wanting a credit card, go for a 0% APR. Okay, go for if you do want another credit card, go for a cashback credit card. Go for or debit card. Go for well, sadly, we have to use these systems. Maybe at one point we'll have to, but I'm saying in this current currency system, we have to have a debit card, a credit card, right? We in America, we have to. So I'm saying if you're going to get a card, okay, get a checking account that gives you cash back. That is 0 APR. Whatever you got to do. Okay, don't go for the high APR interest. Don't be tricked, is what I'm saying. Okay, look for the cards or the deals or the checking accounts or the business accounts, whatever the case may be, investing where they're giving you a high yield or high daily cashback or cashback options. The point system is, you have to spend a good amount on credit cards to get anything back, but nevertheless, it's better than nothing. So if you're just getting nothing from your credit card, you're not getting nothing from your debit card, consider switching. Okay, consider looking into other options right now, because now is the time. If you have that leverage, use it to your advantage. Yeah, I will say that. I'm not going to talk about investing, but I will say that, most people that I know, we all know, has at least one card. Even if they're anti-credit, there's some people who are, now they've retired, or they're multimillionaires. Like Dave Ramsey comes to mind. I don't know if he's changed his whole philosophy. He's a Christian, and I've went to his financial seminar when I was younger, not by my own choice, but I was in that, and I remember he was so against credit cards. Okay, but the reality is that a lot of people still need a credit card nowadays. So I don't know what his philosophy has changed, but I'm sure he would even say, go for a system or a card or an account that's going to benefit you. Don't try to go for the first thing they offer you. So, but I'm saying that even people that are super well off, that don't want to use credit, they understand how the system works. So even if they're saying, okay, you don't need that, when you're starting out, you do need that. Sadly, before you become a multimillionaire and an entrepreneur and, self-made this and self-made that, even Dave Ramsey will tell you that in the beginning, when he was young, when he had his family, when he was in real estate, he still had to have a credit card. Every American has a credit card. Like, most Americans have a credit card unless they've shut it down. And like I said, they're living on cash flow, which is great. That's a dream. They've got to the point in their life where they don't even need their credit, scored to get nothing. That's fine. But let me tell you this, every every celebrity has a credit card. They have a debit card. They have assets, cash flow. They have like, sadly in America, and the reason why I'm saying this is because not every system in the world needs credit. America has this sick way of doing things, but not everywhere has that. But in America, we do. So if you're a young watcher, if you're, 18, 17, 16, 14, maybe even watching me, if your parents want to get your credit card, if you want to get a credit card, or you're going to college, whatever, get a card that's going to give you cash back instantly. Okay, you could see the money there. You can take it out, not just for redeeming a gift card. No, get a card. Look into a card that is going to give you cash, dollars and cents into your checking account, not a card that says, okay, now you have $20 worth of points or whatever, but you have to only redeem it for a gift card or for to put on your credit card or back on your balance. That's a scam. You want to go for a card where if you have a certain amount of cash back or points or whatever terminology they use, it's going to be cash. It goes back into your checking account. You can actually go to the ATM and get cash. You see what I'm saying? So not everybody knows that. Not everybody knows that. Okay, there is cards out here where they'll pay you back. You know, I'm not gonna promote any because I'm not promoted, but I'm just telling you all what I've done, and to stay out of debt, to not go in the bad path of being a consumer and not a producer. So that's just what I wanted to put in. So I think that's a good amount of info for now. What else can I talk about briefly? Oh, the assassination that happened in Japan. Look at that. You know, that could happen to anybody. You know, that could happen to any world leader right now. And that could cause another domino effect. So let's just all be mindful, okay? So many blessings to you all. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. If the comment section is open, you know, with all the trolling and the weird energy on YouTube, I try to limit that but when I feel led, I open it. When I don't feel it, I don't open it. So if you don't see the comment section open, it's because I don't feel led to. Maybe I just want you all just to hear the message, you know, and not get distracted, because sometimes comments can be distracting. Sometimes the flashing lights and the advertisements and all this stuff can be distracting. I just want you all to hear the message. All right. So yes, I'm aware, I'm aware, giving you guys an update where I live, at least, and what I've been hearing and seeing. The shelves are empty.